Right, so we're a week into 2021, and it's not really been the relief that perhaps we were hoping for.
Steps of the US Capitol, pretty unprecedented.
But that being said, there are a lot of records coming out, or potentially coming out this year, that I am particularly hyped for. And if all goes according to plan, not that you can plan these days anymore, but if all does go according to some sort of plan, we could be looking at a classic year. I think 2020 ended up being a solid year considering everything. Yes, we had a lot of projects slip, but it's totally understandable. 2021, right, it's expected to get off to a pretty big start. So let's start with what we know is coming out. What is confirmed. And I think we're all kind of waiting for 2021 to kick off properly from a musical point of view with CLB, Certified Lover Boy, from Drake. We don't know exactly when it's dropping. It's coming this month. It could even be out by the time you're watching this video. I'm recording this on a Thursday. It may drop tomorrow. But this really feels like it's going to kickstart the year. And I think a lot of other artists, not only are they dodging it, because you don't want to release the same week as Drake unless you're feeling particularly ballsy, but also I think they want to see, okay, how this launches, how the marketing machine rolls around it. You know, Drake's a very influential guy in the industry. And I think as much as I'm excited for the record itself, I'm definitely hoping there's a lot of Drake rapping on it. I know I'm expecting, given the name of it, given what we've heard so far, there's going to be a lot more sort of Drake in his R&B bag. Listen, it's Drake. I'm happy to hear any new Drake music. But what I'm hoping for as well, and I think one thing that he's maybe taken from The WEEKND in the way that The WEEKND is creating an aesthetic around After Hours that's lasted almost a year. We just had another music video come out the other day. I think with the name, with that crazy haircut picture, with the album trailer, all of those sorts of things, I think Drake may be trying to create a bit more of a moment and an era around Certified Lover Boy than he did with Scorpion, which was a fine record, but kind of came and went. And admittedly, there was some other stuff going on in Drake's life at the time.
You are hiding a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol. Ooh.
It didn't really feel like it had the impact that perhaps it should have, the long-term impact, like an era, an epoch-defining moment. So I'm hoping Certified Lover Boy, it was ridiculous as a title as that is to say, stands the test of time a bit more. The videos perhaps tie into each other. We shall see. But that's where the year really kickstarts. Now, what else we've got? Do you know what? We've not got a lot else actually confirmed in terms of dates or even in terms of names. I'm obviously looking forward to Lana Del Rey's record. We were expecting that back in the last year, but it got pushed back. Chemtrails Over the Country Club. It is called, due out probably March, we're thinking, but there is a music video coming January the 11th for the title track. So we shall see and hear what sort of directions he's going in with this record. I'm personally hoping for either a continuation of the Norman fucking Rockwell sound or going back to that ultra-violence kind of bluesy stuff, but we shall see. And then if just a few others confirmed, there's a new Foo Fighters record coming early February. Could go either way, to be honest, but I'm always going to be interested to hear what Dave Grohl is cooking up. A new Architects record, they're going in a slightly more mainstream direction. Check them out if you're wondering how to get into like metal and metalcore. In my opinion, the best metalcore band in the world. Bear in mind, it's not easy listening. It'll take a moment if you're not used to that type of music. I may do a video at some point on which type of metal to get into if you're interested. Like, if you like this hip-hop act, if you like this trap metal act, try this. Let me know in the comments if you'd like that type of video. And then the only other album that was really confirmed that I'm particularly excited for, and I'm very excited for this one, is Slow Tie's record coming sort of mid-Feb, called Tyron, which is his name. There's been a couple of singles already from that which have been excellent. Obviously, Nothing Great About Britain was a fantastic debut record. And with Tyron, we've got a music video from Mazza coming later today. Like I said, that may actually be out by the time you're watching this video, with his new track with A$AP Rocky, which is a great collab, really interesting collab. And then it's kind of just into the miasma, man. Put it out to you guys on Twitter. What are you interested for? Make sure you're following on Twitter, by the way. And I think the main obvious answers outside of Drake were the big two. What we're really hoping for, we were hoping for it in 2020. We've been hoping for it for a while. It's Kendrick Lamar and it's J. Cole. It's as simple as that. And if we get a year where Kendrick Lamar and Drake and J. Cole, they're still the top three as far as I'm concerned right now in terms of cultural impact combined with sales. If we get the opportunity to hear new records from all three in this year, and I don't see why we shouldn't. Obviously Drake's guaranteed. I think Cole, considering the fall off was supposed to come 2020, I'd be amazed if we went all of 2021 without it dropping. It wouldn't surprise me if it dropped in the next couple of weeks, to be honest. It may be that close, but we've not heard any real rumours, apart from the fact that people were saying it was going to drop at the end of last year, but I think that was just hopeful thinking. So what do we know about these records? Well, like I say, we know Cole's record is called The Fall Off, or at least that's what the record was going to be called. We haven't had that completely confirmed. And based on some of the tracks that have come out before, like The Climb Back, very lyrical, great beat. So I'm just hoping for J. Cole's spitting. KOD was an interesting record. That was kind of actually the first J. Cole album that I heard, if you followed my journey. Obviously, I've gone back and studied the rest now. But I'm definitely just interested. There's a lot to talk about, but I also want that introspective J. Cole as well. And then Kendrick, who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? The guy's an enigma. I mean, Damn was a few years ago now, and I am absolutely thrilled at the idea of reacting and covering a Kendrick Lamar record as it dropped.
Oh my God, I don't go!
Being in that buzz, in that conversation. It's only happened a few times in my sort of reacting career when I've been doing albums where something's dropped and everybody's talking about it. Cudi the other day, The Weeknd, a few others. But Kendrick Lamar's a different kettle of fish, man. That is a different level.
Oh my God!
I mean, there was all those rumours about it being a bit more rock focused. I'd be interested in that. I'm definitely interested in a lot more hip hop using live instrumentation going forward and seeing where that can be taken. But I'm up for whatever, man. Let's hear what he has to talk about. Maybe he keeps pushing it back because the world is so fucking crazy. If we get Cole, we get Drake, and we get Kendrick in 2021, I don't think you can argue that we have the potential for a classic year. But then moving on from that, I mean, there's a lot of like, if you just base it on distance from previous record, or you base it on what they've maybe been talking about on social media, maybe some singles have dropped, we've got a few more records that could potentially be dropping this year. I think Denzel Curry's definitely going to drop again this year. He's been very sort of adamant on social media, wanting people to take him seriously in a different way, really, really speaking with his chest about the industry, about race in America, all sorts of things. Seemingly, he's not really interested in doing that kind of like screaming, almost metal hip-hop Denzel Curry that so many people fell in love with, the sumos of this world. He may be spitting a little bit more on this new record. He may be going a little bit more conscious, perhaps. I'm up for whatever Denzel Curry drops. I think the guy's fantastic. It's the last gig I went to, in fact, at the back end of 2019. Phenomenal energy, perhaps the most amazingly energetic live performer I've ever seen across any genre. So I'm always going to be here for whatever Denzel Curry drops. But I like the fact they've taken a bit more time with this record. Then most of Zoo was freestyled, which is amazing. But I would like to hear him properly constructed songs, really deep, connective lyrics. And then beyond that, I mean, we've got to expect Travis Scott's Utopia this year. The singles, I like them. If they're going to be on the record High in the Room franchise, like, I like them. I don't love them. I'm hoping that when we do hear this record, whenever it drops, it does take us on the types of journey into space that we expect. Hopefully as well, we get the Travis Scott Kid Cudi combo as well, whether it's called the Scots or whatever it's called. You know, Cudi definitely on form at the moment. I like the Scots as a track, but again, like a lot of the Travis stuff that's come out recently, just felt a little bit truncated, man. Felt a little bit like it was cut off before it really had a chance to go somewhere. I love those 6-7 minute Travis Scott songs, but we shall see, man. I'm excited for both of those records. Kanye West, I mean, a lot happened yesterday in the world with Nazis storming the Capitol. But just before that, there was all those rumours about Kanye West and Kim Kardashian and Jeffree Star. Listen, man, do whatever. But hopefully we will get this Donda record or a different record from Ye. And I'm just hoping he lives up to his own high standards with it. It doesn't need to be on the level of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He may not be capable of producing that anymore. I don't want another Jesus is King. I don't want another religious record.
You my Chick-fil-A.
And if you're back in your own bag, being yourself, whether it's Jeffree Star or whatever, and that's who you really are again, I think that will be reflected in the music. And then it's kind of up in the air after that. Like, are we going to see a new Rihanna record this year? I couldn't believe how good Auntie was. You've seen a reaction on my channel. It's done quite well, and it continues to get views. Obviously, I'd heard all of the singles throughout the years. Always thought she was an amazing artist, but I could not believe how good that fucking record is. It's almost perfect. Every single song feels like a huge moment, and it's been a while. What was that, 2016? Coming up to 5 years? I think it's time, man. I think it's time. I think the music industry and the music world just needs that record right now. Is Frank Ocean going to drop this year? We hope so. Obviously, he's been through an awful tragedy recently with the loss of his brother. So, no pressure on the guy. Obviously, I don't think any of his fans should be putting pressure on the guy. But from a selfish point of view, we want to hear the music. So if it drops, wonderful. If it doesn't, we totally understand. You add in a Frank Ocean, you add in a Rihanna, you add in a Kanye West into this year, we could be talking a legendary year potentially. Obviously, all the records need to deliver, but that goes without saying when you're talking about this stuff. And then what else? I've heard Absol's going to drop a record. I'm excited for that. I'm hoping the Pusha T record produced by Kanye comes out this year. Isaiah Rashad would be fantastic. Just to keep that TDE thing. Obviously, SZA as well. And then beyond that, Griselda's going to have a killer year. They feel like they've kind of taken a step up in terms of notoriety, taken a step up just in terms of impact of their projects. Obviously, get well soon to Benny the Butcher. Guy's got shot in the leg, apparently can't fit his foot. I've not seen him standing up since then. So, hopefully he comes good and he can walk again. I mean, what the fuck? I think that stuff's been glossed over a little bit just because he survived. Well, thank God he survived, but fucking hell. And then from a UK point of view, listen, I'm here for new Skepta, I'm here for new Dave. Obviously, if that comes out, we already talked about Slow Tie. There's going to be some interesting stuff going on in UK music in 2021 if we ever get out of lockdown. Guys, let me know what you're excited for in 2021. There's some albums that I have no idea that you'll probably be excited for, or I don't even know are coming out. And what will be interesting as well, not only will I see all the comments and I'll look at what you're interested in and what you're excited for, and obviously if it's something on this list as well, let me know. But all the other people who will watch this video can look in the comments and find things that they're interested for. So it's going to be a really good comment section, I think. And like I say, I think potentially, who knows in this year, right? 2021 is already a dumpster fire, but it will get better. We are mentally robust, of course. It could be, it should be, and it may well be a classic year. Fingers crossed, man. All right, stay safe, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one, right? Peace.